Well, everyone, we made it through this long, treacherous, boring 3-day weekend, and we actually ended on a really good note. Highest BTC weekly close in history, no CME gap created, altcoins knocking on the door, preparing for potential breakouts moving forward here. And, ADA started off a little bit green on the week. That's an exciting sign, but right now we're kind of like this big rocket on the launch pad. The engines have fired, and it's a question of, do we have enough to actually get us into the air and moving to higher highs? We need to talk about this BTC volatility indicator. We need to talk about something taking place in terms of altcoins that hasn't happened since February of 24. All that and more in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yeah, I love to see ADA making moves right now. It's actually up to 0.3% green on the day. Not big. We're seeing very modest days all around, whether you're green, whether you're red. It's not very far from where the night started. And what we're waiting to see is what the US trend is going to be. Are they going to wake up and start buying, or are we going to see some dumping like we've seen in days of past? Now, what I will say is BTC currently still broken out of trend. That's a great sign. Weekly, we are still broken out there, well above our 20-week moving average. And in fact, we just did get a weekly bullish stochastic RSI cross. And this is actually a very good sign. Last time we did this, especially up in these ranges, we had a nice surge of about 10%. This was all the way back in March of 2023. Now, what I will say here is that there was a lot of, we'll call it suppression over the course of the weekend. And not necessarily in terms of prices or anything like that, but when we have these weekends where you can't see institutional money buying, you're not seeing enterprises buying, there tends to be a flood of buying to start the week. All right, it's already come out that MetaPlanet bought some BTC this morning, like $200 million worth. It sounds like Michael Saylor is going to be doing some buying. Would not surprise me if institutions are buying. Understand that that does not necessarily mean that we're going to be green, because those are quite a small drop in the bucket compared to the retail days that are going to happen here. All right. Could very easily see big entities accumulate. You could see retail dump the thing. All right. Just understand that possibility is there. ADA's up 0.4% now. Hopefully this is a good sign for the day here. Now, what I will say is ADA still pushing trend. We're right at the edge of this 20-day moving average. It's trying really hard to break through this. And maybe this week is the week where we can finally get that push. Just have a bullish flip on the daily stochastic RSI. It's fighting that really hard. And actually, we just had a weekly bullish flip on the stochastic RSI, guys. Last time we had this take place was actually April of this year. We ran all the way from down in that 51 cent level, actually all the way up to 86. So this could be, in fact, be the start of a much bigger trend move here for ADA. There is some positive news that's been carrying price a little bit over the course of the weekend. Not much. There was White House economic advisor Hassett said there is zero chance of a recession. And in fact, we've seen polymarket odds drop very significantly over the last 2 months from 66% down to 22% here in 2025. Do I necessarily agree with that? I mean, I've long said that the likelihood of a big R is more so in 2026, but some people have disagreed, and that's neither here nor there. But just that announcement alone could, again, breathe a little bit of life and positivity into the crypto market. All right. Now, again, like I mentioned, no CME gap created. That's exactly how we wanted to finish the weekend. So we're at, again, a pretty good spot right now. A total 3. Pushing a breakout right now. This is the exact same thing we did a couple days ago. We got our rejection to take place. We have a bullish flip taking place on the stochastic RSI there. And in fact, we did have now a confirmed weekly bullish flip here. So this type of trend where we had this overbought breach, came back down, stopped midway, and had a correction here and moved back to the upside has not happened since all the way back in February of 2024. And that led us on a pretty significant pump in terms of altcoins. Just take a look here, guys, right? This is where we were at about $475 billion. And we ran all the way up to $774 billion. So you're talking about basically a 75% pump for altcoins. All right. Now, this isn't to guarantee your financial advice or anything like that. And the time before that we did it was actually September of 2023. We ran from 323 all the way up to basically, that wasn't a big step, 406. All right. So this could be indicating that we have a little bit of a relief rally ahead. And I don't want to mumble or anything like that, guys, but we're again kind of knocking on the door of some pretty exciting breakouts here. We're starting to get some of the technicals working in our favor. Now, what I also thought was interesting here was Crypto Rover posted that the Bitcoin volatility is extremely low. Something big is coming next. And every time we've gotten into these lower levels, there's been kind of a surge of volatility in terms of BTC. So maybe this is that moment where BTC makes an extension to a new all-time high, and we get a little bit of excitement from altcoins to follow. Not saying that has to happen for sure, but again, setups around the market are looking pretty darn good. The surge of buying today could cause this. Something I wanted to point out here as well is we have escaped this Bitcoin season range here. We're up at actually at 28 on the altcoin index. And what I found very interesting is there's only, what was it? 23 altcoins that are actually red over the last 90 days. ADA is not one of them. All right. Now, and again, ADA not as much extended from those early April ranges. And the reason why is because we weren't setting new lows along with everything else in the crypto market. So I will say we're in a pretty good spot around the market right now. Everything's kind of aligning perfect. I would expect obviously today to be a higher volume day. We've already got up to $90 billion in daily trading volume before US money wakes up, before institutional money or anything like that. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the trends keep working in our favor. Hopefully the wind keeps blowing at our sails, and hopefully we get off that launch pad. So appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.